Hi, it's me. Hey, Mr. Brown here. Gonna talk about this next little art assignment for visual balance. Um, Normally we'd be doing this in class. We would be using like paper and just cutting it up. If you have that, like a bunch of colored paper, you can do that, but you definitely don't have to. You could use whatever materials you have. If you don't have anything in color, then don't do it in color. If you have color, I would think it would be better that way. So anyways, you'll come to Google Classroom. It'll say watch my video on visual balance in art, which is what you're watching right now. So this is super meta because I'm talking about the video, but it says to watch the video. Whoa. And then use whatever you can. There's 4 types that we're going to talk about. 4, 2, 3, 4. Symmetrical, approximate symmetry, asymmetrical, and radial. You should make one for each type. So hopefully that makes sense. You would go here, which actually takes you to here. All right. Visual balance. Balance in a composition involves arranging all elements in negative space so that no one area of the design overpowers other areas. Okay, that's a lot. Feels like a lot. Brown, you're like just throwing words out there. This video is 5 minutes long. I didn't make it, and it's really good. It's really clear. He talks about visual balance, what it means, different types. So I want you to watch that. I'm not going to play it during the video right now. Oh, just kidding. I did. Okay, so you watched that. You're great. You came back to me. This video you can skip for right now. You're going to do it in just a little bit. It's 15 minutes long. You don't necessarily have to watch the whole thing. But first type of visual balance is symmetrical balance. So that's an image that's divided usually down the middle or down the middle horizontally, vertically or horizontally. And it's the same on both sides. So this is an example of symmetrical balance. If you divide this straight down the middle vertically, they're the same on both sides. They're mirror images of each other. Approximate symmetry, okay, we're gonna get there. It's if you divide it down the middle, they're really close. They're not perfectly symmetrical. The human face is approximately symmetrical, generally speaking. I don't want to be mean to anybody who's not like that. But so this one is a perfect example of approximate symmetry. Approximate symmetry, because in this Diego Rivera, you divide it down the middle. There's a person here with a white shirt and darker hair, but then there's 2 people on this side. But visually they balance each other because they're almost the same. And so that's approximate symmetry. So you got symmetry where it's exactly the same, approximate symmetry where it's almost the same. And then you have asymmetrical, which means that it's completely different on both sides, but they're still visually balanced. So this little crazy moon here is visually balanced by this large dark shape here and this little super bright star right here, and even some of this motion in the painting by Van Gogh, if you're interested. And then the last one is radial balance. That's where everything comes from the center, or a center point. It doesn't have to be right in the middle of the composition, but usually it is. Like the color wheel is a radial balance design. But here's like in nature, very common, and here's like some funny little cool hippy dippy thing. Your job in class would have been to do this in paper. So you would go up to the top here, you'd watch this video about the quilters of Gee's Bend, and you would see that they made all these quilts with no formal training, and they definitely incorporated, I'm going to get to some images here, maybe, question mark, incorporated balance, visual balance into them. So using those as an inspiration, you'll watch that video. You're just going to do one for symmetry, one for approximate symmetry, one for asymmetrical, and one for radial. Like I said, if you don't have the paper, don't do it in paper. Just draw them. They should be squares. If you don't have any of those things, then I don't know, do it with like rocks or something, or other stuff in your house. So yeah, good stuff. First thing I want you to do when you come here is probably pause my video and watch this video, this Principles of Design Balance one, because he really walks through all the stuff that I just went really fast through in terms of symmetrical balance, asymmetrical balance, what we mean by visual balance. It's a good video. It's only 5 minutes long. The G's Bend one, watch it before you start that project. Okay, we miss you. Might see you someday. There's Dior. Okay, bye.